Hey YouTube, welcome to UpNext Boston. I'm your host, Michaela, and today I'm here with Naïkey Lenescat of Naice Design Studio. If you're new here, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and if you're returning, welcome back. Welcome, I'm so excited to have you here today.
I'm so excited to be here, thank you. So my name is Naïkey Lenescat. As she said, I am a graphic designer, brand designer, creative director, all the above. And I own my own business. The business is really a design studio that is transforming into just an all-around creative design studio, just all things creative. My interest sparked, this is a testimony. Ooh. I'm a Christian, so this is what happened. I used to go to UMass Boston, and at UMass Boston, I was a comm major. Before that, I was a natural science major.
What were you doing with that?
I was trying to be a nurse. I was trying to be a nurse. Yeah.
I could see you as a nurse.
No, you cannot. Me as a nurse?
Yeah.
Me? Okay, girl. My patients would be dead. But anyways, so I just was going through different majors, trying to find what my interest was. I was interested in nothing. You know when you're interested in nothing, it just sucks because it's you don't feel like you know what your purpose is or anything like that. So UMass Boston kicked me out for school.
Ooh,
they kicked me out.
How many times you switched or?
Academic probation. Yeah.
Okay.
I had failed all of my comm classes. So they're you literally cannot declare this as a major because you clearly are not this. So I was you're right. And then they're actually, we're just gonna kick you out because we think you need a moment. You need a moment to yourself to think about this.
I like that though.
And I was okay, yeah. No, and it was a big L. I had lied to my parents and everything. I was hey, yeah, I'm just gonna go to Bunker Hill and just do some classes. I was taking a straight year off. I took a whole year off. I went to become a retail manager. I was getting my coin together. And in that time, I fasted for 21 days and I, prayed and stuff, asking God, what's my purpose? What do I need to do? And he brought art back to, my remembrance. Fun fact, when I was really younger, I used to paint and I used to be such an artist, a Picasso.
Oh, okay.
To the point where they had called my mom to the school and was when she gets older, make sure she continues this and goes to school for art. My mom never remembered that and she didn't remind me of any of that stuff, so I did not go to school for art. I actually went to school for other things and got kicked out. So when the Lord told me all this stuff, I investigated and then I went back to school. I went to community college, Bunker Hill, and I started to, take art classes, and I'm transferred now to Salem, which is another testimony. And I'm an art student now, and that's how my interest sparked. And I'm in love with graphic design, art, and all that stuff. I'm obsessed.
That's amazing. I was not expecting that response.
I'm a motor mouth.
No. I don't mean in the motor mouth way, but I just mean in the whole testimony. You took me on a journey.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't expecting that, but it goes to show that I really like the way when UMass Boston kicked you out. It can be traumatic. That that's the thing. But if you need that time, you need that time, and then you were able to take it. So I thought that was really nice.
Yeah, sometimes pride will not allow you to take the time you need to discover certain things, and that's what it was. Pride made me get all the F's I didn't get, and
What made you decide to branch out on your own versus joining another company?
To be honest, can I be honest?
Be honest.
Can I be honest? I feel I did that prematurely. I felt because I saw a lot of people becoming entrepreneurs, I felt I needed to go that route. But I'm thankful because I got my mistakes in the way early. But I was inspired by my mentor. She has a design agency. I was inspired by just people around me I saw doing entrepreneurship. And I was this is the one thing I know. And I'm just going to make it a thing. And I started freelancing, doing work for people in my community, different people who asked me stuff. And really that's how it began. And I was just I'll run with it.
Right. So, okay, when you started to do just freelance work, how did that go? What were your first projects you worked on, and how did that go?
I suffered.
Another response I wasn't expecting.
I suffered. When you start, you don't know anything. I was doing free work for people, and I was then when I finally decided to charge, I was charging $10 for a logo. Now I'm charging $1,000. But
She did.
Just to show you like where I started, like I charged like $10 for a logo, and like I would be doing like $300 websites. I hate doing web design. Don't ask me to ever do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But you can hit me up. I have people who do that at my business. Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
So yeah, it was very rough. I was just going along and learning as I went. So if you asked me to do a flyer for you, that would probably be the first time I did a flyer. You just didn't know. I'd be like, yeah, I got you. And I go on YouTube how to make a flyer.
Yeah.
And that's how I learned. And yeah, the work was trash, but everybody loved it. They didn't complain. Maybe they complained behind my back, but it was all good. And yeah, and I was posting a lot on social media. Mm-hmm. So everything I would do, I just post it. And then so people thought I was an expert. And so I was like, damn, I done got myself into a whole struggles that I faced like on this journey, other than the technical stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, I think insecurity. I think when you I think anytime, especially as a creative, mm-hmm. anytime you're starting something, you're going to face fear, you're going to face insecurity, because you're not doing anything new. You know, you're not doing anything, or sometimes you feel like you're not doing anything innovative or mm-hmm. anything that's changing people's lives. So you kind of feel like, okay, where am I just like, for me in particular, I'm like, am I just making logos? Like, what does that do for people? Like, what, like you don't know your value, right? Mm-hmm. So then you move as somebody who doesn't know their value. Like, even, like I said, the pricing, like I moved like that. Like, even if somebody asked me to do something for them, for me, it was such a big deal, because I was like, out of everyone you could have chosen, you chose me, and I don't see myself as somebody that, you know, could add value to your business or whatever you're doing. This was the past. So I'm getting to know my value now. So I think that's something that I struggled with for a long time, like up until like last week, child. It's struggling with insecurity, value, and comparison to other creatives and other people who are doing this stuff. So
yeah,
I know you can relate, because you know.
No, I really can relate. I'm like, you're speaking to my soul right now. You're speaking to my soul. I think it's definitely hard going out on your own, or like trying to gather people, trying to make good business decisions, trying to be professional. Not everyone is trying to be professional while you're trying to be professional.
And you get scammed along the way. Oh, girl, I got scammed along the way. Oh, I had gotten scammed so many times, but honestly, we could talk about that later. But yeah.
Well, I'm fortunate that you saw the value in yourself and in your business, because I was able to use Naice Design Studio to create UpNext Boston's logo and all of its branding. And your story earlier reminded me of, I was on your website. Well, I have you on Facebook, and I was able to see a few of your mock-ups that you created, and I was like, oh, okay, like, yes, like she's doing her thing. And then now to hear that a lot of those.
But they got myself. Yeah, it's really is.
Let's discuss our initial process of like from that first like intake form to you delivering all my branding and assets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I honestly, you know, I'm gonna say my process, but I also want to hear what from your end.
Okay.
This will help me too. But so usually what I do is, you know, when somebody inquires, they send an email, DM, whatever, or somebody tells me, hey, somebody's looking for this, whatever. Mm-hmm. I will reach out to them and send them my questionnaire, and that's how I kind of get to know about what their project is, what they're doing, what they want, what they're looking for, and their budget too. So to see if I could even help them, if I'm the right fit, because sometimes I'm really not, and that's something I'm learning too. Is it's okay to not be the right fit.
Yeah,
you're not losing money. Somebody else will come that's the right fit. So there's that. And then after I do that, I'll send them a follow-up. After they fill that out, I'll send them a follow-up email, and I'll explain to them, you know, hey, I've seen your stuff. This is my offer. This is my proposal. I think that you should go with this package, or these are my packages, and you could choose. Or if we're not the right fit, I'll just say, hey, thank you for, you know, inquiring, but we are not the right fit, and I, you know, hope you have a good day.
I love that you do that. I really hate if people aren't able to do something and they just try it on the fly, and then it's just not what you were asking for. Like, be honest. If you can't do it, just say you can't do it. But I think the intake form was amazing. That was like one of my favorite things, because I feel like I completed the intake form and then we met for a meeting virtually, and everything, like, you just knew what my vision was. Like, it was like, I fully described it to you through all the questions that you had, and it felt like when we met that you already knew what I was looking for, and we were already off to a good start.
That's why I like taking projects that I feel like I'm the right fit for, because like it won't feel like I'm pulling teeth, or you won't feel frustrated during the process that I'm not understanding you, and it's less edits, less headaches.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know what? You were one of my faves. She was one of my faves. Like, you were very communicative, and I love your project. I love UpNext. I love this brand, and I'm so excited for what's going on. But yeah, so that's basically my process, and then we get into the project based off of what the project was. Hers was like a branding project, so it was more things that played a part in it. But let's say if it's like a logo, which is what I do most, then it's pretty short-ish. We go and we talk about the vision. I create like a mood board, so it's like a visual brainstorm. You approve it to see if I understood the assignment. I come up with first drafts. You approve it or give me edits. I edit, final draft, boom, and I give you your logos. And that's pretty much it.
Just like that.
Period.
Has there ever been a time that you provided some mock-ups for anyone's branding or logo and they just absolutely hated it? Like, it was completely
Oh yeah, there was this, and I had no business taking this project. Let me tell you this. So it was my fault. There was this guy, he wanted to do, he had this noodle brand. Like, he was selling noodles on the black market.
Wait, what do you mean on the black market?
I don't know, and that's why I shouldn't have taken it. I didn't even know what he was really talking about.
What do you mean the black market?
I got greedy, and I was like, I need money. I'm going to just take this quick
That's
project.
a lesson learned.
Yes. And so what he wanted was, like a dragon eating noodles.
Okay.
But this was a black man. So honestly, I don't know. I don't even think he had any business with that.
With the dragon.
With that dragon noodle brand. So he wanted a dragon eating noodles. He wanted it so intricate. I don't do illustration or draw. Anyways, yeah, I just designer, period. I don't draw. And I used to be like such an artist, a Picasso. So I created what I thought, was really nice. And honestly, I love that logo. That, like, I'm not gonna lie, I put my foot in that logo. It was really nice.
But you drew it?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I did like a vector image, which was just like flat and like basic.
Yeah, but you had to like expand it and do the little details?
Yeah, no, I didn't do that. Kind of.
Okay.
If I could find it, I'll show you. And you could insert it here if I find it. If you know anything about Papria's font, it's trash. So I already knew he was not my guy. Anyways, I did it anyway. He had given me the deposit and everything. At that time, my logos were about $300, so the deposit was $150. He gave me that. I already spent it, ate it, did whatever I had to do. I don't do that anymore, just in case, I do have a little policy. I'll give you a little bit something back if you ate it. Okay. And I'm getting everything back though. All right, so then
that's fair though. That's
fair regardless of the word.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I presented it to him. When I tell you, I was like, I nailed this. This is so dope.
Oh, you were feeling good.
I was feeling so good. I couldn't wait to put it on my portfolio, which I'm about to just do that anyway, but change the name. I sent it to him, and he was like, and I was like, okay. At this time, honestly, I didn't have the same systems I had when we did it. So it was very like, it was less communicative. It was like, so I understood, like I take the blame for all of it. Okay. So when I sent it to him, he had texted me. He was like, this is not it. This is not what we discussed. I hate this. Like, he roasted me. He ate me up. Damn. After that, I was like, I'm shutting down everything. I'm done. Like, I was so sad. And then he called me. We got on a call to discuss. I was like, yeah, let's hop on a call. Maybe like I misunderstood. And then he's like, yeah, I don't think you're the right fit for me because this is like not it. And then he sent me another image of what he wanted. And it was like, those Chinese like dragons? Mm-hmm. That's what he wanted, girl. Yeah, and all the scales. You seen my work. You know how to do that. Yeah, I would. And then he was like, yeah, so like, can I get my money back or whatever? And in my head, I'm like, I just spent that. And I was like, yeah, you can get your money back because he was so fixed and stuff. Oh. So I waited till I got my little check at my little part-time retail job. I gave this man his $150 back, which probably was all my whole check. And I took that L. Yeah. And yeah. So now when you have someone who like really is not liking what you came up with, what are your next steps when you get that feedback? For me, what I do is I go and I try to have a little virtual meeting with them and I review what we discussed to see like, okay, where we went wrong. So if I know you approved the mood board. You gave me references. We talked about this and that. I'll be like, okay, so this is what we talked about, and this is how I concluded this with this design. Like, this is what I received. And so sometimes when I do that, they'll see that, okay, it's on their end, they didn't communicate correctly. Okay. You know, because if you're saying you want a logo like Nike, you're telling me you want something simple, da, da, da.
Very basic.
I come up with something simple, and then like, no, I wanted glitter and flowers, da, da, da. That's not communicated to like Nike. That was your reference. So yeah, that's what I do. And I try to keep it very like open communication and very clear. And I like to, sometimes I'll send them, and this is very rare, I'll send them sketches and be like, this is what I'm sketching.
Ooh, okay.
This is like what concepts I'm thinking about. If you don't like it, I could stop now, like, you know. But I only do that if like I know we're already like struggling with getting the idea down. So yeah, I just yeah.
I know that I sent you some of what I came up with on Canva, like really rough drafts, and I feel like
those helped, yeah.
They did, because I know from the 3 that you initially sent me, one of them was like exactly what I had been envisioning, and just like the person you were just talking about, I saw it and I was like, oh wait, I don't like that, that's too plain. Like, it wasn't until I actually saw it that I was like, not that one.
Yeah.
So it was helpful to be able to send those to you and to know that you're actually using them. And it was great to see how you were able to use like what was in my head plus our meeting about my like vision and stuff, and put that together to make the perfect logo.
Thank you. Affirm me. That's my love language.
So what is the best way to contact you if people are looking to work with you at Naice Design Studio?
Honestly, hit me up wherever. You could hit me up on socials. That's really where I get the most leads, and that's where I communicate with people the most. You could DM me, you could email me at nicedesigned@gmail.com. You can, basically you could hit me up on my website, on my contact form. If you see me in real life, you could tap me on the shoulder.
How do you deal with like people trying to kind of snag a discount, or people who are working with a smaller budget than you're comfortable with?
So to remedy that, I created packages. So I have different packages. Like I have one that's like a lower tier, a mid tier, and then a higher one, and they all come with different things. And I think having that helps people understand too the work that it takes, because I break it down a little bit. This is something that's funny that you said that it's currently changing, and I'm going to be more flexible, more generous.
Ooh, yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna be more flexible, but that doesn't mean cheaper. That doesn't mean cheaper. The price has gone up. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying I'm going to consider people's budgets more, because I do recognize that's not really a question I often ask, because I feel like, why am I asking if I know what my price is anyway? Like, so to remedy it a little bit, I did come up with packages. So if you have like let's say a $500 budget and you want branding, it's not gonna happen for you, but we can do little things that could set you up for $500 to have some visuals for your brand. Yeah. And that's not all it takes to have a brand, but like at least you'll feel confident leaving with some things that you could, if you want, go on Canva and finish the work. Yeah. You know, Canva has a lot of templates. If you're not a designer, you could go on there. If I created the colors for you and like the elements, you kind of know what to do. If I give you references, you can hopefully, you know what to do. If we hopped on Zoom and I taught you little things, you know what to do. You know what I mean? So I try to do that, but I feel like I've cheated myself. I've suffered for that 10 years.
I like that you're kind of like working backwards. It's like, okay, if you can, from what you can pay, I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
That's nice. Have you found a lot of people are like opting for that option?
You know what's crazy? I find a lot of people opting for the highest tier. And I think that it's because I've showed like the other options, and they're like, oh no, I need more. Yeah. And so I'm willing to spend more. And so I like that. I think that is a great tactic. If you are a designer, creative, or whatever, and you are a service-based business, have some packages, different packages, because people will be able to see what they're I don't want to say skimping. I want to say people will be able to see how far their dollar goes. I guess. Yeah.
I like that. So, yeah. I think that's true, because even when I was looking at it, I remember I went into it like, okay, I just need a logo. Well, I'm gonna keep it light. And then I saw like YouTube thumbnails and all that stuff, and I was like, well, it'd be nice to have.
Gotcha, nigga. I freaking got him.
I was like, well, yeah, that makes sense. That's easy. Like, that's so convenient.
You're gonna be on YouTube.
I love convenience, so like, you do. So, what is your key to self-promotion besides YouTube, where you got me, you snatched me with maybe false advertisement? No, not false advertisement, but yeah. What are your go-to self-promotion tips?
I'm an advertising minor. I haven't really dipped my toe into it, but I know that's one of my biggest interests. And for me, honestly, I just say market and advertise yourself any way that you want to do it. Like, you know, people say like, oh, you gotta post every day, you gotta da. No, you don't, because at the end of the day, it's quality over quantity. If you have, like for UpNext, if you have about 50 followers, right? It's better to have those 50 followers really engaged with your content than having 1,500 and none of them are really that engaged. They're not seeing your posts. They're not liking it when they do see it. They're not interested. They're not commenting. They're not subscribed. They're not watching.
Not subscribed, bro.
Yeah, not subscribed. So it's like, you rather have like a smaller community that's really engaged, because then it's easier to network horizontally. Is that horizontal? Or horizontally. You and I networked horizontally. Like, you're somebody that's in my broader community, and we reached out to each other. Now I'm on your show, and we work together. And when I repost you, you're getting my other community. That's what. So I feel like, do it the way that you feel is best, and don't chase numbers, because numbers at the end of the day, if they're not working numbers, they don't matter. And the algorithm is always changing. You know, you hear algorithm. F the algorithm. Like, F the algorithm. Okay. It'll have you stressed out. Am I speaking to you?
No, you're speaking to me because I'm stressed. I'm posting 3 times a day on TikTok right now. Yeah. In an effort, and I've gained 3 followers.
That's good.
No, I was highly unimpressed.
But listen.
This entire month, 3 times a day. Do you think I have enough content?
No. See, that's another thing where it's like, you're trying to come up with so much content that this like the content is not quality content. You know what?
It be stuff.
You know what was dope when you were interviewing Pitbull, and you asked that question about that situation that happened with him?
Yeah, that was controversial.
That was really, really good. And you know, I sent it to my group chat and stuff, and we were talking about that situation.
Yes.
And you know, when that comes out, that we're gonna go watch it because we're waiting to hear his answer.
Right.
Now you see what I'm talking about? Now you're not chasing numbers, you're giving quality content, and that's starting a conversation that people want to hear. So people will come regardless. I've been podcasting for about 3 years, right? And we have 1,500 followers. Now I wasn't really looking for the numbers. It was just the content brought them, and people were listening and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It'll happen. At the end of the day, your why is to highlight creatives in Boston. Eventually, with everyone that you highlight, their audience will find themselves to your platform. So,
I feel like I'm on your podcast right now, because I'm just like,
it's because I'm a motor mouth.
No, you're teaching, like, they're coming. The content is here. I can feel it.
Yeah, they're coming. This has to come. Where else are they gonna go? Who else is highlighting Boston creators? I don't know anyone.
Moving forward, how can we support you and your brand as it continues to grow?
I recognize that not everybody needs a logo, not everybody needs design. So I would say a way that you could support is by, you know, staying engaged with my content whenever I drop content, because I'm inconsistent. Consistency is good too.
Yeah.
Consistency doesn't mean every day, it just means stick to what you said.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so I think stay engaged with my platforms and what I'm doing would be a great help. And also referring people, like, please let me be your point of contact for a designer. You know, we're in Boston, Massachusetts. I'm Haitian. I'm a female.
Okay.
It's a small, like, the pool gets smaller. So let me swim in that pool. Like, let me be your lifeguard. Like, you know, so
I'm gonna start saying this when I meet you. Let me be your lifeguard.
Like, what I really want is for everybody in the Middlesex County area to refer me as their designer. That's what I want.
Oh,
that
like how you have that goal.
Yeah, I'm not looking for Boston to know me. I'm not looking for Massachusetts, New York. I'm looking for Middlesex County to know me. Because how many people live in Middlesex County? Thousands. If I could get at least one from every city or one from every street.
One from every street.
That I'm all set. Multi-millionaire. Period. You know what I mean? So let me be your point of contact. That's how you support me. 100-something K.
Okay. So I'm here with a social media influencer.
Fame is really tough for me. It was just this little like thing where I was like, when the trip group chat makes another group chat because you can't afford the trip. And people thought it was so funny. I got all the black girls. That's who I like. All the black girls are like commenting and roasting me.
Why is it such a struggle to plan things with your group of friends?
Okay.
So what actually had happened was 9th grade year. For some reason, you and your friends decided you wanted to.
Wait, we're recording this?
And
wait, don't you? We never wait.
No, because let me tell you what happened. I leave. I go get my one friend. I'm like, yo, come to the bathroom because we about to fight. We get to the bathroom and we're all just sitting there looking at each other.
Listen.
Next thing you know, it's after school. These girls are like, let's walk to the store. I was like, if we're gonna fight, let's fight here because we're gonna get suspended. Anyways, like let's just fight here. They talk about, no, you don't want to take that walk. You don't gotta take no walk.
Is the camera on me? So I am 4'10" right now. At that time, I was like 4'5",
and that's why it was a jumping situation.
So how can I, a 4'5" little girl, jump this girl and her friend?
Are you serious?
I don't even remember this at all. Perspective is so interesting.
No, because you said, remember when you tried to fight me?
Yes, because I remember, I don't know if it was a bug in people's ears. It was just going around that Michaela was going to fight me. I was like, what the hell? And then her mom came to the school. If I do that.
This is not
crazy. It was. This is why now that we've interacted now, I'm like, oh my God, you're such a different person. Did you find Jesus? I did.